Hello YouTube, welcome back to a new video, and this is another rant in the series where I'm a miserable bastard having a pop. And in this video I want to talk about collectors and car boot sales. Recently, over the past couple of weeks since car boot sales season has started, I'm seeing a lot of YouTube collectors showing their finds at car boot sales, and when they show their price and their whole way around getting a good deal, like the way they talk about prices and the value of their games when they're haggling, devalues games a lot. Like that people will see PS2 games and seem to think, oh, they're not worth no more than £2. Oh, I'm not paying £2 for a PS2 game, or I'm not paying £2 for a PS1. It makes me think you should ask yourself, why are you collecting? Are you collecting just because of the value? You want to have a nice, expensive collection? For me, it's a mixture. I like to have nice things. I like to know that my games have a good value to them, and I also like to enjoy them mostly. Like that's what they're there for, to enjoy and to play them. And I don't like seeing videos where they act dumb, like they're trying to make it look like their stuff's worthless. Oh, I'm not paying no more than £2 to get a good deal. And then when they get a good deal, they go home, make a video on YouTube and compare to eBay prices. Oh, I got this for £2, it goes for this much on eBay. But then that YouTuber, the collector, doesn't like it when car boot sales mention eBay. I mean, I think it's a good thing that the seller knows what he's selling. He knows he's got a knowledge on what he's selling, rather than someone that doesn't know what they're talking about. And that's what you're doing. You're hoping you find a seller with a stellar PS1 title or a really good SNES game and doesn't know what he's got, so you can get it for peanuts. So you can go to YouTube and say, oh look, I got this for £1, it goes for this much on eBay. But to me, if it's a game I really want to try and I really want to play and I know it's good, I'll play over the fucking odds for it because I want to play it. I don't care about price. If I want a game and I can afford it, I'll get it. I'll show you, for example, years ago, back in the day, like a long time ago, when I tried to get this again, when I discovered eBay, I didn't want to get. When I was trying to get this, I wanted this back so much. I didn't care about price. Back then, I paid about 35 quid for this. I didn't care about price because I know this was nostalgia for me, and it's my favourite game. And I wanted it back. I weren't trying to think, oh well, I've got to get it as cheap as I can. I'm not paying no more than £1 or £2 for a Mega CD game. When it comes to them reasons, price is out the window. It does not matter. I would have paid 50 quid for this if I had to, because I like it. I wanted it. So, and this is what I mean. Like when it comes to PS2 games, you guys seem to think that they're only worth £2. When you see a PS2 game in a car boot sale, that's too much. £3 for a PS2 game. If you saw this at a car boot sale and the seller was asking £3 for it, I bet you wouldn't be grumbling then. I bet you'd take it. If you saw this in a car boot sale for £3, even £5, I bet you would take it. I bet you'd take it, because you know, if you know your games, that you know this is worth on eBay or the average price on auction, or even buy it now. So this can go for way more. You can easily quadruple your money for this. So yeah, is this £2? No. If you saw this for £2, I bet you wouldn't say no. I bet you'd take it. So really, you're being you're cheapskating. It makes me think, why are you collecting? You only want the good games that are desirable, so you can brag on YouTube to say, look what I got for cheap. Like I saw Cubemaster General's video where he saw a Final Fantasy 7 and the guy wanted £15 for it, and he turned away from it because the guy knew what he had. And personally, I would, if I had £15, I would have probably took that. I would have took that offer if I was at the time wanting to play Final Fantasy 7, and I would have took it. If you're a big fan of it and you want to play it again, you played that back in the day, you'd pay whatever for it. I mean, and plus with the knowledge, I know that Final Fantasy is desirable, and I know that on auction, Final Fantasy can go to any price. You could put, if you went on auction trying to get that game and in a good condition, you could spend, it could end on £30, maybe £25, maybe not now, but at times it could have been like that. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, as it stands now, Final Fantasy VII, the value has gone down because it's been released on the PlayStation Online Store. So that's more people thinking, oh, I don't want to pay over the odds now for a game that you can get it cheaper on digital. So, but before it went on digital, you'd be commanding a higher price. So, but even now, £15, it would have been a good deal. It's a good price for it. I mean, it's a good game, isn't it? Everyone says Final Fantasy VII is my favourite game. It's a brilliant game. There's no low score for it. That's what I mean. You should rate it on how good the game is. So if it's a good game, price is out the window. I mean, look, Sonic 1. Everyone says this is mega common, but everyone says that Sonic is one of their favourite games, and it's a brilliant game. But no one, when you come to pricing it, you seem to think it's worthless. But if I didn't have a Mega Drive and I was going around a car boot sale and I saw this Sonic 1, and I get a nostalgia kick, I'd pay like over like a tenner for this. I'd probably pay £20 for it, because I know, one, I'm going to enjoy it, and I know it's a fucking good game. So yeah, I mean, look, if you went to a car boot sale and you saw this at a car boot sale and someone said, I want £3 for it, I bet you wouldn't grumble then. I bet you wouldn't say, oh no, way too much money for this. But if you know knowledge on PS1 games, you know it's a fucking really sought after game and really desirable, and you wouldn't say no to that. Even if they offered a tenner for it, wanted a tenner for it, I bet you wouldn't. You'd take it, unless you're like really cheapskate. But some people even see stuff like this, and they even still try and get it mega cheap. Like, oh yeah, even try and get it as cheap as possible. It really winds me up. Like, it makes you. This video might make you question why you're really collecting. Like, why are you collecting? What? I mean, if you're buying stuff just to show on YouTube, and at the end of the day, truthfully, it's just going to sit on the shelf, then whatever you paid for it, even if you paid £2 for it, and it was worth £50, it's still not a good deal, because at the end of the day, it's just going to sit on the shelf. What are you getting out of it? Just bragging rights, really. It's like for YouTube, and it means nothing, really. So, yeah. Fucking hell, some of these YouTube collectors, man. Fucking hell. That's why I don't like going to car boot sales, because you're limited to only what's there. Like, you see stuff, and then you do see cheap stuff, and you feel like, oh yeah, that's well cheap. That is. You feel like you have to buy it because you think eBay. You think, oh, it goes for this much on eBay, I'll get it. And another thing is, YouTube collectors, you moan about resellers, but then I see loads of collectors buy stuff as trade fodder. You buy things knowing its value, thinking that you've already got it, but you'll buy it again, so you can trade it on. And then when you trade it on to someone on YouTube, then you start bringing eBay prices. You start thinking, oh, it goes for this much on eBay. You're expecting the same value when you're trading. Like, if you've already got this and you know its value, and you got it for £1 at a car boot sale, would you do a trade with someone on YouTube to trade this for something that's equally valued as £1? I don't think so. You'd start going eBay prices, you want more. So really, you just sickening. So yeah, that's my rant over being a miserable bastard. I was going to do one on PlayStation Plus for the PS4 and talk about how bad it is, because it's a digital rental service, and they're pumping digital into you. They're trying to make you accept digital in the next generation movement by giving you free games with the internet subscription, when it was free on PS3. So now they're giving it to you, they're charging you for it, and they're trying to smoothen the deal by pumping digital games to you. So And not long ago, people were moaning at digital gaming. They didn't want it. They didn't want to accept it. But how many of you are going to pay your PS4 subscription and not touch those digital games, clogging up your hard drive with digital games? And I looked at the ones on offer, and they're not even that good. They're not even worthy titles to be paying a subscription for, because what's on offer now is Uncharted 3. You can go to a pre-owned like CEX and get that for a tenner, and it's yours forever. Whereas with the PS Plus, yeah, you can play that game, but once you stop paying, your games vanish, and you can only play them again once you carry on paying. So you're paying for a rental service, which is fucking not on. That's well bad. What they should have done is, here's a good deal for PlayStation. You should charge like maybe £100 to £200 a year, and the user can access your whole PlayStation PS1, the whole PlayStation digital store, unlimited for the whole year. So you can select what you want for the whole year, because it's digital anyway. It doesn't cost them nothing. You're just downloading it. Or if you're giving the user 8 games a month, you should let the user pick 8 games from your PlayStation store to use, rather than PlayStation picking 8 games for you. And what if that user already has them games? Then his subscription is fucking shit compared to someone that does like it. So really, they're picking the games for you. Not only they're picking them, it's digital, and once you stop paying, it all vanishes. So yeah, rant over. I'll see you in the next video, pickups video, where I'll show you games that I bought that I like. So yeah, cheers.